Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming for another astro-gravitational report here. Yeah, sometimes you wish not to read the charts, right? But it is what it is. We are going into this turbulence. If you've been in an aeroplane and if you've been traveling, once in a while the plane just does this and so on, and the pilot tells you, sit in your seat and fasten your seat belts. We are going through a turbulence. That's what's going on right now. That's what's coming into the sky. That's what is going on with the energies. Don't tell me you don't feel it, because you do. I know you do. It is what it is. Those are the energies. But all the today's energies, if you look at it on the backside, in there, if you stay in the lower vibrations, you're never gonna learn with this. But if you look at the other side that you don't see, the other side, the other positions of you don't see, is actually the growth, the beautiful power of growth from within. It's preparations for the full moon. That full moon, it's going to happen at 1:28 p.m. tomorrow. Really, that's gonna be like total sun versus the moon versus the sun, and they both versus Uranus. Leo is the sign of the authority, but now the sun is on the other side against the authority. Now the moon is there trying to take the authority, and the universe, Uranus, is telling them, what the heck are you two doing? You might looking at all those energies, you might looking at those inner fights, maybe see a fights with other people, like they're struggling, you struggle, they struggle, everyone struggles for the authority. But where do you build the authority? The fifth year. The fifth year, after you learn at the fourth year that you have in a family, who is mom, who is dad, and what the situations is, you trying your own authority within the family. While the authority should be built like respecting your parents, respecting everybody else, you're trying to be the boss, the ruler of the house. Now the universe reminds you about this. The universe is remind you who is actually the authority, what the authority is. And that's what this full moon is going to be. So, with that being said, we're going to go through the today's gravitational field, and I'm going to give you some bolts, nuts, nuggets, donuts, however it's going to be fit from within you. And you're going to see the beauty of the other side. You're crossing the other side, but if you see the ugly side, you may be not learned. You may gonna go into a depression, you may go into situations, you may go through a lot of things that you should not even go to it. All right. So, Erica, thank you for coming in. CC. Yeah, I see the eyes there. I didn't see the antennas, but that's okay. I'm probably gonna turn them on but your energy is at peace, CC, which is good. All right, so here is, I'm going to move you on the side. You guys already know the drill. If there is anything, if it's situations for it, you can put it in the message box, and questions, I can answer it after the gravitational report. So 7 o'clock in the morning, the moon and the Lilith, they're crossed both together from family into Leo. Usually that union brings the intensity of the intuition, and sometimes with the lost or the oppositions of that lost, and they're into the authority. What kind of authority is going to be in there? So you maybe feel this intense energies of doing the things, pressures of changes, pressures of things that needs to be changed, needs to be transformed. Okay, midheaven, it is at 2 degrees of Sag, it is opposing Mars. Why would you opposing Mars when a Mars is actually helping on this energy? You're wondering, what is this? Why that's going to happen? But midheaven, it's trining Jupiter and it is sextiling Mars. And at the same time, Jupiter, it is trining the moon, Lilith, and Jupiter, it is in sextile with the sun. So here is the connections, the growth. That's what Jupiter represents. You have to see this as a grow. Everything grow after the rain. If there is no rain, if there is no storm in the desert, there is no water in the desert. But before the desert, everyone thinks about that the storm is gonna destroys everything. And some of the storms, they're gonna be destroyed. Some of the storms, they coming to clear the path. What of the storms are you going to choose? That is a totally, entirely from within you. The ascendant is together with the sun. You're gonna be waking up of looking at with the authority. That is the sun, but the sun is squaring Uranus in there. And together with the sun, you're gonna look at it, boy, what kind of authority I have to take. My intuition have to lead me, the sun that wants to rebel against the intuition and against the universe. What I need to do, listen at the courage from within yourself to walk through the storm. Because the warrior says one thing when the storm's coming, shh, I am the storm. You are the storm. You're the one who controlling the storm from within you. And is staying grounded and you stay cool and everything, you're gonna be able to navigate through these intense energies. Midheaven is squaring Saturn. That it's like if you pay attention, Saturn has no aspects. The teacher is not gonna teach you pretty much. It is performance time. And that's what for some of you is going to be the test time of what you learned. What did you do? What did you grow from within? Testing the strength of you, your internal strength of what are you going to achieve? What is going to be getting there from within you? Usually when a planet doesn't have an aspect, it is inactive. It just sits there and watching to see what are you going to do. It is the same thing as the teacher sits in a desk during the exam and he's in silence. Just wants to make sure you're not cheating. That's what that goes. So 8 o'clock, that energy is changing. Midheaven goes into a 16 degrees of Sag, still opposing 11 degrees Mars, and Gemini is squaring the ascendant together with Venus. But there is a divine energies with the universe. That's the expressions into the universe, or the universe expressions towards within you, within your work, within your situations. Midheaven is sextile with the sun, and that is telling you that you're going to look at it, that courage from within you to take the test. Some going and it's like, I'm not taking the test. I'm not going to do anything. Some, they're going to be, let's give it a try. And some is going to finish the test. I did a post on a Facebook. Life is like a dance. You have to dance it. But before you dance, what do? You learn the steps, you learn the movements, it does everything. And after that, you're practicing on the dance floor. Are you going to be practice on your own dance floor? It's all entirely up to you. The moon and Lilith still is going to be opposing Pluto all pretty much this time. About 3 p.m., this energy is going to begin to uh, little by little affecting the sun. And in the late afternoon, that energy is going to begin to increase. And about midnight, the moon and the sun is going to be really tonight. Maybe you're not sleeping and so on, but stay grounded with these energies. There is too much going on. Mars and Venus are kind of like in fight. And currently at 8 o'clock, that fight about Mars and Venus maybe comes out very strong in the surface. The reason is a midheaven It is squaring Venus, and Venus is squaring Mars, and midheaven opposing Mars. So that fight within about relationships or about relationships, why was the relationship failed or something, or the energies from, it is about from within you. Your Mars is not satisfied with the Venus the way you think should be. Venus is not satisfied inside of you because Mars doesn't did something. How about Mars and Venus within you are gonna have internal peace within yourself? You're like, okay, let it be what it's meant to be. I want to be in peace. I'm tired of the wars. I don't need these wars. If you learn this, if you practice in this right now, none of this energy is going to really matter to you, because Venus right now is in sextile with the destiny and Uranus. Right now, the feminine sides, they are taking that leap of destiny from within them. Okay. As you look at Mars right now, it is a sextile link with Jupiter. Later on, Mars is actually the one who's going to give you the hand to the moon for gaining the courage within your intuitions with this. Because the moon represents mother, but also the intuition. It controls your emotions. So if you gave up into these emotions and you taken into the lower emotions, guess what? Everything is going to be probably like a volcano, hell from within its side. You're probably going to go with the lower energies. It's like, this is like the little child that doesn't grow, that it's crying, I need some help, I need this, I need that. Or you're going to be the little child. It's like, I'm going to grow up. I'm going to be growing up. I'm going to be learning this. I'm not going to repeat these mistakes. I'm not going to repeating this, and so on and so on. That's what the fifth house is. That's what in the fifth house, the teachers are there, that they are serving in the daycare. Usually the Leos, it's the one that choosing that professions. They're working with kids because that's what the fifth house. And if the person is got Leo in the fifth house, usually that's what it's talking about: teaching to grow from within. 9 o'clock, midheaven goes into a 0 degrees of Capricorn, and it's divine energies towards Lilith and the moon. That is a divine growth. Properly, professionally, to begin to grow. That is it. When you go to school and you're learning the right things inside of it. Okay, that is it. Like the little child has to learn the proper things about family when he sees that. That's what that growth is. The ascendant is at 0 degrees of Aries, the beginning of the new beginning. That's what goes on. And the moon is trining with the ascendant and Jupiter, but the midheaven, it is squaring that. So you got to be very careful what you're telling yourself. What energies are you going to use? Are you using the divine energies towards your intuitions, that you're feeling the divine energies from within you and they go from the new beginning? Or you actually going to be sabotaging this movement from within yourself, this growth from within you? So at 10 o'clock midheaven, it goes into a Capricorn. It is squaring Jupiter, like of the growth. Every professional out there, when they don't know something, they're searching a higher level of support. So is you. You're probably gonna look for a higher level of support during this time because it's too much to bear, too much to be done, too much that goes on. You're only feeling it that it's too much. You're not getting it into this too much because you want to know what you need to do to navigate those energy. The ascendant is at 26 degrees of Aries. It is squaring midheaven. It is squaring Mercury. It is squaring Pluto. It is squaring the moon and Lilith. Oof, that is it too much, right? Yeah, it is too much. And on top of the sun, it's fighting with Uranus, and Venus and Mars are fighting. Now, all you need is this. But the way they look at it is that midheaven and Jupiter, they are on trine with Uranus, with the universe. There is a sextile with Venus, and Venus is sextiling right now with the midheaven. The love inside of it, that mystery of love that comes in and calms down all those fires. Because everything what is done from love, with love, for real love from within, then that is going to be pay attentions inside of you. It's going to heal from within you. So 11 o'clock midheaven is with Pluto. You're going to be looking at the reasons why you don't transform, why you don't conform, I would say more properly. Conforming, this is when you explain to the child, is like, hey, this is how the situations is. We know why we tell you no. You have to accept it in life. You're going to hear a lot of those. And don't be like this and so on. You need to understand this. But the child doesn't conform. What are you going to do? You're going to tell the child, please grow up. When you grow up, you're going to learn more. How about you and I getting together and find the courage to grow from within? That is it, the messages. But if the child doesn't want to grow, it doesn't conform with these transformations of growth. And then it may be a similar situation from within you. Something from within inside of you does not want to conform. Something from within you tell it, I don't want it. I don't need it. Is not for it. But on the other side, you're looking at from within you that it is connecting with the visions, which is Neptune. And from Neptune, that energy goes to the ascendant, that is together with Uranus, with the universe. Everything grows in the universe. Soon, later, now, 10 lifetimes from now, everything will grow. The reason is you to look inside of you. Don't bring the fights. Don't take the fights from others from within you, and don't bring fights from within you towards others during this period. It is about you to understand you first, what's going on from within you. That is one of the biggest personal battles of authority that you will have. That bigger battle of authority is going to be coming out on the surface at 12 o'clock. Midheaven and the sun there together, and they begin the midheaven only opposing the moon and Lilith, because the moon hasn't moved that yet to begin really opposing the sun. But this is going to be the energy of Aquarius, the tail, like the rebellion. That is when the child rebels and is like, don't conform. I don't want to be. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to talk to you. I got authority on my own. Usually you do that when you're like 17, 18-year old. And all those energies, let me close the door here. Sorry about that. And that is when you learn some of the valuable lessons as a teenager. Because during this energy, Leo becomes into the third house, where the ascendant is together with Mars. You take that courage from within you. How much mistakes you made as a teenager when you took your authority and you built out of the family. You probably learned a lot in there. But if you took the authority to understand the other side, what the other side is, you took the courage to develop yourself. And it all depends of how are you going to develop yourself from within. But if you take the courage to understand that maybe something's going to happen, you become wise. That's what the Mercury and the Uranus is going to be helping you to gain this wisdom from within. Because Mercury is still in Capricorn, the professional ways from within. But what authority you're going to be taking? Your own authority, the authority of the rebellion, or the authority of the universe? And tomorrow, that authority fight actually is going to happen. Soon or later, you have to face this from within you. Are you going to cooperate with the universe or not? What is going to be? There's going to be some big challenges coming in tomorrow, and so on. How can you calm down each and every why? Since you calm down when you understand both sides. When you understand the negative side, you understand the positive side, you become the battery. You know, the battery connects negative and the positive, but it has energies inside that you use. Energy that you're doing something. You evolve, you grow within. Okay. But if you take a negative energies with negative energy and you put the two batteries with the both negative sides, yeah, in the other side of those two batteries, you have only a positive energy, but that's not going to work. That is it, the same thing like the empaths, they give, 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 give. But there's nothing happening there. There's no actions. But when you look at it, the negative side inside of it, and you apply to the positive and the negative, now the battery, the energy circulates, and now the battery works. Is it the same thing from within you? You take energy from the universe, it goes through you, and you send it back. The universe gives you both negative and positive energy. Depends of what you're going to be operating from within. You can turn on the negative side, you can turn off the positive side. It's not going to work. But the thing is, when you have this closed circuit of energy equal give and take, now you're transforming that energy. It comes in through you. And that's how you become magnetic. Gravity. That's how it's created. So at 1 o'clock, midheaven goes with Saturn, very kind of like close in there. When a Saturn moves a little bit forward, if he was moving like a 2 degrees, would have been okay, but it's not. But midheaven, kind of like very close to Saturn, and now it shows in you what you need to learn. There is a divine energies from midheaven towards Lilith and the moon, and there is a beautiful trines with the ascendant that is in Gemini. That energy is also working together, and very beautiful trine with the sun, with the authority, taking this rebellion. So basically, what does that tell you? That maybe it's a little bit too early to rebel in the age of Aquarius. Maybe you have to wait for something because premature actions leads to failure. Late actions, maybe it's too late. And some of you maybe feel like running out of time. It's not really running out of time. It's divine time. And learning there is a divine time, it's gonna calm down this authority energy of the sun that is in Aquarius, because the Aquarius wants to learn and practice it right away, what they learn in the moment, in the right now. They need something, they went, they learn it, and they practice it in the next minute. But sometimes this is premature. So look at it within these energies inside of you. You have to understand, okay, when the time comes in to perform, you will. Okay, when the time comes in, you will. Usually that is right after the storm. So at 2 o'clock, midheaven, it goes into a 14 degrees, very close to Venus. It's a beautiful sextiles with Uranus and the North Node. A little bit more intense energies right now in there because the moon is moving forward, begin to square the North Node in Taurus. Some of you is going to feel like fighting against the destiny. Why did the destiny gives me this? Why this I have to grow up? This is like the little child that asks, I don't want to grow up. I want to stay all the time kid. I want to enjoy my childhood. And some people never grow up. You've probably seen these people all over the place. This is like the little princess that it's never happy, never grow up. It's the woman that it's never happy. That is the man who only thing that he does is he's still playing with his toys, like cars, clocks, and so on. and so on. And thinks, they both think that the life is a game. While it is not. Life is not a game. You may see these people who have this compassion about, like, yeah, you know what, back in the 1950s, 1970s, I had this car and so on. It was the greatest things ever happened. And 4 years ago, they're still talking about that car. They haven't let it go. They haven't matured yet. They still got and chasing this. It's not bad to have that energies in there, but it is about to outgrow it, not to stuck there, frozen in that timeline as a child. And that is some of the triggers that's gonna come in for what is the authority. The authority for you to grow. That's what is gonna be these triggers. The growth that was done during the Leo season, because right now in Aquarius season, the moon and the sun, they swap their places. They swap their places. We have the sun that was in Leo and the moon was in Aquarius. That's what triggered that rebellion from within. But now the sun is the rebel. Now the authority is the rebel. And the intuition is in Leo. Now they both see the other side of the coin. What are you going to do? Inner fights, triggers, and evolving. That's all that is. That's what the game is. Um, 3 o'clock, the midheaven goes. It is 0 degrees of Aries. If you pay attention, a few hours back, you had the ascendant there. Now midheaven is there. Now you're dealing it with this new beginning. Everything that is going on for right now is to prepare you for this new beginning. New beginning of what? New beginning of Venus, new beginning of the sun. There's going to be a new cycle that comes in from within. It is about you to have a new beginning, to grow. You have a happy birthday every year and you grow. Can you go back with the years? No. Okay. And that's what the growth is. Constantly growing in there. The clock says tick tock, and it goes away. What do you do with the time? From within you. So midheaven at 0 degrees, it is actually beautiful trines with the moon, and Lilith tells them, listen, you two have to grow. That's it. You two have to grow. Midheaven, sextiling Mercury, Pluto, midheaven also pretty soon is going to be sextiling Mars. Right now, Mars and the moon, they are in sextile, which is the moon sees the courage to take over and to grow from within. Not to be this personality that it's like, I'm not going to do it. Okay, good. Stay within that energy if you want to choice from within. Jupiter is there and the vicinity. Right now, Jupiter is also trying the moon, helping there with the growth. That was the new cycle of Jupiter that tells like, yes, you two gonna grow. You two is gonna be moving up from within. So at 4 o'clock, the ascendant goes exactly where the Lilith and the moon is. That's going to begin into the 1st degree of Leo. There, Pluto is at 28 degrees 47 minutes, still in Capricorn, and right now the North Node is squaring the moon. Now this energy is going to be put pressure and intensity there. But Jupiter is going to be stay there. The diamonds are built under pressure. You're going to show your strength inside of you within your intuitions, looking into the growth. I'm going to be helping you. That is a beautiful trines within the fire energies, the cleansing fires. But if you don't look at the cleansing fires, you're going to choose the fires of destruction. And that is going to be beginning of this energies there that that might not going to be the proper way. You're going to feel the moon begins to be built up against the sun. Right now, the moon is squaring the North Node. The sun is squaring Uranus. So you see this fight begin. The destiny affecting the moon and the universe affecting the sun. So there's going to be this energy that begins to boil. Don't forget about it. You cannot see your face in a boiling water, but you can see the face in a calm water from within. And that is going to be the Venus and Neptune there in Pisces. That's going to help you to calm down from within. Why? Because Neptune, it is a sextile with Pluto and Mercury, and Neptune, it is trining the ascendant and Lilith and the moon at this time. So you're going to learn these energies, going to navigate these energies. The question is what are you going to do? Are you going to be boiling from within, or are you going to calm down and allow that storm not to affect you? 5 o'clock, it's coming. No more games. You're boiled. The energy is boiled. There is a lots of red is coming in. The ascendant is at 13 degrees of Leo. There is a lot of squares. Midheaven is at 3 degrees of Taurus. So now between the sun, midheaven, north node, Uranus, and Lilith, the moon, and the ascendant, there is a lot of squares and oppositions in there. The energy is coming. That intense energies that's going to be telling you, okay, let me put you under pressure. And you'll see the pressure. What are you going to do within the pressure? Are you going to build in or going to allow the things to let it go? Or you're not going to work with the pressure? Or you're going to grow? Because life is going to put you through these pressures for you to grow, you to rise up, you to go above and beyond all this. The only thing that saves you right now and these energies, first of all, is Mars. Gives you the courage and the strength to grow and seek the authority of the sun. So basically, instead of the fight between the moon and the sun, Mars is going to be like a mediator, the courage. You to take the courage between intuition and the authority to have a energies exchanges. That energy actually it is going and it's connecting with Jupiter, which is the personal growth because Jupiter is in Aries. And Jupiter is trining Lilith and the moon. There is a divine energies right now between the ascendant and Venus. What does that tell you? That pretty soon the moon is going to be in divine energies with Venus. This divine mysteries of love that it's coming and tells you, listen, it's going to be okay. Nothing to fear. All it's going to happen is you're going to grow with this. You're going to be okay. It's going to be fine. That is it with the mysteries is going to be kicked in during this period. You seeking these energies, they're deep from within you. Your personal growth is deep from within you. If you don't follow that growth, it's going to be intense energies, guys. And I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. You guys feeling it, this. Okay? But I'm giving you the recipe of you to look at it the other side. So at 6 o'clock, midheaven is at 80 degrees of Taurus. There's a beautiful trines there with Mercury, beautiful sextiles with Neptune there, but the fights with Lilith and the moon there begin to be there. They're telling you what the work should be, what you have to do. Stop this fight for authority. Find the courage to stop the fight for authority. Who's going to be ruler of the house? There should be no ruler of the house. That's it is. Because the rebel says, I want to have control because you're the bad ruler. The ruler said, well, I am the ruler and you're the rebels. Come and I'm going to come and kick your butt. Is that going to help anybody? No, it's not. All it does is going to be a lot of fights, a lot of situations, and so on. So it doesn't matter who's going to win. There's going to be a fight and a war and destruction. That's what it is to the authority on the one side, to understand the authority of the other. there is something didn't go right, and you have to fix it to be good. Where that comes from, though, it's gonna come in because the ascendant at 25 degrees of Leo, that is actually opposing the Sun and Saturn. Actually, there is a divine energies with Neptune. You see the divine exit in there. The green light is gonna ping come to you like the visions. You to allow the divine energies to do the right things from within you. So 7 p.m. Ascendant is at 6 degrees. It's squaring Mars, and remind you about this fight of Venus and Mars right now. Are you healing at this? The ascendant is the divine energies with Jupiter. You're growing in there. Jupiter is trine with the moon, and the moon is sextile with Mars. The moon it is sextile with midheaven there. So there is a lot of positive energies right now. It's coming to you. They're coming towards Pluto, which is the transformations. They're coming towards this positive energies with Mercury. It all depends what you're telling yourself, though, because if you're stuck within these emotions of fight and it has to be your way, guess what? You're going against the universe. You're going against the North Node, the destiny, the karma, and you're going against now towards the Sun. The fight against the intuitions and authority begin. This is like, all right, enough is enough. We're gonna go fight. Let's put the boxing gloves. But that fight is entirely inside of you. That's what I'm saying. That the best thing that I want to advise you guys is look inside of you. The fight is internal, inside of you. You win over yourself. You mature from within you. You grow from within you because you understand no fight leads to peace and growth. So at 8 o'clock, that energy is coming up. Midheaven is with Mars. Probably some of you is going to find the courage. But what courage? In the negative side, that's going to be the fight between Mars and Venus. And the ascendant is like, you guys have not healed. You're going to fight. The moon, it's still squaring North Node Uranus. So that's emotions are high. It's got to be my way, my rule, my situations. I have my own authority. I have to win. I must win. I'm the intuition. And also the moon, it is opposing Pluto, lacking of transformations, stubbornness, and so on, triggers, immaturities, and so on. It's coming. Rise up. They're digging in from within you. And the ascendant at Virgo, it is squaring Mars, and it's opposing Venus. It's like this fight has not been fight within, but the ascendant has a divine energies with the sun, and the sun is trining with the North Node. It's trining with the midheaven and Mars. Courage. It takes courage to withstand, not to fight. So you don't play with those lower intensity energies, with these precious energies. They're not playing with you. They're not applying to you. That is what the healing is. If you healed, they're not applying to you. If you're not healed, the triggers will comes in to push you to heal. That is the divine energies between the sun and the ascendant. The ascendant right now in Virgo, it's trining Uranus and it's trining Mercury. What are you telling yourself? You're already experiencing this. It's been going on for quite a while now, these energies. You're experiencing the purging. That's what the purging is about. That purging of these negative energies inside of you. So at the 9 o'clock, the ascendant goes into 0 degrees of Libra. Midheaven is at 0 degrees of Cancer within the family. There is no balance with the growth and no balance with the Neptune. You don't see these energies, how to be balanced and managed. The war is still, these energies are crazy. They are pushing me, they are rushing me. And Midheaven told you, Listen, there is a divine purpose of all this. There is a divine energies between midheaven at 0 degrees, which is family, towards Pluto. It's all about divine transformations from within. The ascendant, that it's at 0 degrees of Libra, partnership and balance inside of it. It is sextiling with the moon and Lilith. It is trining Pluto, transformations from within. You're not taking those energies though. What's happening? Midheaven, it is squaring Jupiter, and midheaven, it is squaring Neptune. You're not seeing it. Since you're not seeing it, you're not growing it from within. But if you decide to grow, you learn. Saturn, it is trining with the midheaven and Cancer. Saturn taught you about family when the moon was there. Are you going to listen that lesson or not? Are you going to save the family or are you going to go destroy everything you built? It all depends from within you. What are you going to choose? So 10 o'clock, exactly that part of a family is going to be reminded to you. Midheaven is at 14 degrees of Cancer. There is a beautiful sextile with Uranus. There is a beautiful trine with Venus. The moon is a divine energies with Venus. The ascendant at 12 degrees of Libra, divine energies with Venus. But also the ascendant at 12 degrees is in divine energy with Uranus. What does that tell you? Is divine has finger within everything that is going on. There is no need for authority fights in relationships. That's what this is all about. Because if you have a fight, the authority have to think, make sure there is no rebellions, but the rebels have to make sure that our authority is doing the right thing. And that is what is going to be rise up into the surface from within you. You may have visions like you're going towards the authority and teach them on the inner peace and so on. You may have like visions of like teachings everybody out in the world and so on and so on. That is the collective energies that both sides they have to understand each other for a new purpose, for a new life, for a new peace on earth. Where does it come from? There is a divine energies. If you look at it, they're starting from the midheaven in Cancer, which is family, and they're going towards the authority. But on the other side, we have Uranus, ascendant divine energies, ascendant Venus divine energies, and Venus, moon divine energies. So the messages are going on. A lot of you maybe it's going to be feel like a mix within your head, but if you follow the positive energies, everything is going to take the right flight. How do you know this? The sun is down in the bottom. So here there is a trine with Mars and there is a trine with the ascendant. Mars is sextiling the moon. The ascendant sextiles the moon. There is a kite. You take that authority together from within you and the intuitions, work for this beautiful growth into the material world and maintain the balance from within. That is it, the energy you should take. The question is are you going to take it? Because if not, midheaven, that is a opposing Mercury, rough communications or no communications. The moon is squaring the north node in Uranus. It is opposing the sun and Pluto. You're not growing, you're not maturing, nothing goes okay. And the ascendant is opposing Jupiter. Totally no growth. That is a defined between Aries and Libra. When a Libra says like grow so we can everything can be equal. And Aries says, no, I want everything for me. It's for me. I want to have it. You have to give it to me. I am the one. And Libra says, well, by you living in your womb, there's not going to be nothing grow in there. But I want it. Why? So there's gonna be a lot of interesting situations. So if you have Aries Libra placements, or if you have, for example, Leo Aquarius placements, be mindful in there. Those energies gonna be really triggering. Specifically, if you have something in Taurus, because that's what the central energy is gonna be. And at 11 o'clock at night, midheaven is going to be 28 degrees of Cancer. It's going to be opposing Neptune and Mercury. Feel like you're not talking about it. The moon is going to be really pounding these energies right now. The ascendant is at 24 degrees, squaring Mercury and Pluto. You feel like there is no point to talk. There is doesn't have to talk. It doesn't have to be done. All these situations and so on. But midheaven, it is divine energies with Saturn, and a Saturn and the Sun are trying with the ascendant. It's going to be filled within the air from within. And the ascendant is in divine energies with Neptune. It's going to be some divine visions from within you. What are you going to do about the family, the growth within the family? That is when the child understand that this is a family and you have to grow for real to be. That is it. The moment when the son comes to his father, is like, Dad, you're so good. When I grow, I want to be like you. Or the little girl that goes in there says, like, Mom, you're so good. I love you, Mom. I want to be like you. Right? But you know the proper energy is there. They're going to feel it. That's going to be a beautiful reminder for some of you during this heavy time. And I'm giving you 12 o'clock, which is going to be a midnight. That's going to be intense energy. Midheaven is at 13 degrees of Leo together with the moon. It is opposing 16 degrees Sun. The ascendant is at 6 degrees of Scorpio, that it's opposing North Node and Uranus. That is it. They're about the reminding of the last year. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. And right now we are in Aquarius season. All about this. Midheaven and the moon, they have a divine energies towards Venus. Venus, it is trine with the ascendant, and Venus is in sextile with Uranus. The mystery of love, it's coming. We talk about why Venus is there in Pisces, but you have to dig deep from within you. Midheaven, the moon, they are at sextile with Mars, and Mars is trine with the sun. There is no positions in there. You're taking the courage to be what you are meant to be. There is a divine energy towards Jupiter. You grow from within, but where you have to grow, you grow down in the underworld, in the dirt, in the darkness. You're the seed that needs to go ahead and fight, absorb everything inside, and then grow into the light. That's what the ascendant of Scorpio is going to do. Remind you about the shadow work that needs to be done, because all day, that's what you're going to do, a shadow work. So that's what it was, the astrogravitational report today. Hopefully you guys gonna look from within you, see what you are going to decide to do from within yourself. It's all about decisions. And if you guys have so many questions, you guys can answer it. I can try to answer it the best is my ability, but you can go ahead and write it down. But Cici, thank you for the questions. So everything, Cici, is connecting everything. Each of the planets has their own energies. They have different effects. Depends where they are. With the combinations of the zodiac sign, that's what they represent. But the authority, it is within the sun. Erica, I'll go celebrate the birthday of my son. We meet the family. For me, felt as a happy day today. For a lot of you who done this seasons, as I said, Erica, that energy is not even gonna come near you. You're gonna be feel like I know everyone, I see that everyone is going nuts. I'm not. Why? Because I finished this work. The energies are very similar to those past seasons. It's not going to apply to some of you. Some of you done this, work, you're not dealing it. You learn the lesson, you outgrow that lesson, so it's not for you. So if you go in and you feel good in there, pretty good. Just if some people there for within fight, you maybe try to bring them into your peace, give them a peace, but don't take their war personally from within you, because maybe they're going to transfer. All they want is to transfer that war to you. So stay calm. Invite them in your peace, give them an advice to give it. My antennas got divine tuning. Oh, CC. Seems like you've been doing some work. Whoa. Impressive. Very impressive. You're more peaceful now, are you? Ah, CC. I can tell just by the energy. I can tell. Wow. Yeah. Ah, you're welcome, Erica. You're welcome. But CC, pretty good. Isn't it that when you finally put some of the things inside of your CC, now it's payoff. And now take that energy and keep evolving that energy inside of your CC. You've been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting for these energies to put it forward to you. Now you get what you needed. So happy for you. I'm clapping for you, CC. I'm happy for you. You know I am. Yes. Oh, I thought so. You were blushing, but you deserve the credit. You deserve it. So tap yourself on the shoulder, okay? And keep on going. All right. Well, that's a good news about CC. Sharing the good news is always a good news. Okay. Yeah. I'm so happy when I see that the people here are growing. You're putting yourself together and sharing it here, and you're an example. So, all right. If there is no more questions, let's share the love and the light here. Let's this astro-gravitational report helps you in your life. Maybe you understanding better the weather of the energies, and you apply something, you learn something, you do something from within you, and hopefully you to have a great day. Okay, and to remind you, no fights, don't bring inner fights, just evolve. When you do that, you're going to achieve the inner peace, comes with the wisdom. All right, guys, love you all. I will see you at 4 o'clock in the main channel. And I will think about it, what we are going to discuss. That's for later on. Love you all, and be love.